This is no longer just another royal headline. This is a mental health crisis unfolding in public. Whatever side of the Sussex debate you're on, pause for a moment, because according to multiple reports, Prince Harry is not simply under pressure, not just stressed, but struggling with what sources describe as symptoms consistent with clinical depression, triggered after shocking claims about a DNA report involving Archie went public. This isn't about gossip anymore. This is about what happens when identity, fatherhood, and global scrutiny collide all at once. Before we go any further, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment right now. Do you think the palace handled this well? Or is Harry being pushed to the breaking point? Let's get your take early, because this story isn't waiting for anyone to catch up. Let's be clear from the start. There has been no official medical statement released confirming a diagnosis, but the language coming from people close to the situation, combined with Harry's reported withdrawal, emotional shutdown, and visible distress, has pushed this conversation far beyond ordinary stress. Mental health professionals are very clear about one thing. When someone experiences sudden psychological collapse after a traumatic revelation, it is not weakness, it is trauma response. And that's why this story deserves to be handled carefully, not sensationally. According to reports, the situation escalated rapidly after claims involving a DNA report connected to Archie began circulating publicly. The speed at which these claims spread was alarming, but even more telling was what followed: silence. Not denial, not clarification, silence paired with tightly worded legal language from palace-connected sources. When institutions known for swift shutdowns suddenly go quiet, people notice. Sources suggest Harry's reaction was not explosive or dramatic. Instead, it was described as internal: disorientation, emotional numbness, difficulty processing information. These are not the signs of a media stunt. These are commonly associated with acute depressive episodes brought on by trauma. People close to him reportedly say he became withdrawn, overwhelmed, and struggled to cope with the sudden questioning of something deeply personal: his role as a father. And this is where the story changes tone completely, because for Prince Harry, fatherhood has always been more than a title. It has been central to his identity. He has spoken openly about wanting to break cycles, to protect his children from the pain he experienced growing up. So when claims, whether proven or not, publicly challenge that foundation, the psychological impact can be severe. Quick midpoint check-in. If you're finding this coverage eye-opening, hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed. This channel breaks down royal news with context, facts, and insight, not just headlines. Trust me, you'll want to stay updated as this story continues to unfold. Mental health experts often explain that clinical depression doesn't always look like sadness. Sometimes it looks like silence, withdrawal, loss of control, a sense that reality has become unrecognizable. And according to reports, that is exactly the state Harry has been in since this story erupted. Now, before misinformation takes over, let's underline this again. These are reported reactions and observations, not confirmed medical records. But dismissing the situation as just another Sussex drama ignores something very real: the visible strain and emotional collapse being described by multiple sources. What has also drawn attention is the contrast in responses within the household. While Harry is reportedly struggling, Meghan Markle is described as focused on privacy, information controlled, and legal boundaries. That contrast alone proves nothing. People respond to crises differently, but it has fueled public discussion about emotional roles versus strategic roles during moments of intense pressure. Zooming out, the monarchy's role here is crucial. The British royal system operates on law, not emotion. Succession rules, documentation, and constitutional procedures do not adapt easily to modern narratives. That rigidity is both its strength and its cruelty. If questions arise, even uncomfortable ones, they are addressed procedurally, not emotionally. This is where Harry's position becomes uniquely painful. He stepped away from the institution partly to protect his mental health, and yet here he is again dealing with institutional pressure from the outside without the internal support structure he once had. Mental health professionals often warn that unresolved trauma combined with public humiliation is a dangerous mix. It can accelerate depressive episodes rapidly. Public reaction has been divided but telling. Sympathy for Harry as a human being is widespread, even among critics. Many viewers and commentators have said the same thing. Whatever the truth behind the claims, Harry looks like someone overwhelmed, not manipulative. A man caught between personal pain and global judgment. At the same time, comparisons with Prince William have resurfaced. William's public image, stable, reserved, predictable, now stands in sharp contrast, not because one brother is better, but because institutions lean towards stability in moments of uncertainty. The monarchy, like any system of power, gravitates toward what feels controlled. This divide has reinforced an uncomfortable reality. Public trust doesn't always align with public sympathy. People may feel for Harry, but they still look to William for continuity, and that dynamic only adds to Harry's sense of isolation. The most difficult question remains unanswered. How much did Harry know and when did he know it? Reports conflict. Some suggest limited awareness. Others suggest confusion rather than clarity. Mental health experts point out that during emotionally intense periods, people often avoid questions that feel threatening. That isn't deception, it's psychological self-preservation. And this is why framing this story purely as scandal misses the point. What we are witnessing is the psychological cost of living under permanent public exposure. When deeply personal issues are debated globally, the human mind doesn't get time to adjust. It collapses inward. The broader implications matter too. This situation has reignited conversations about how the media handles mental health, especially involving public figures. Harry has spoken extensively about therapy, trauma, and emotional honesty, and now, ironically, those same conversations are being used to judge him rather than protect him. For the monarchy, this moment is another reminder that silence can be interpreted as strength or as avoidance. Every carefully chosen word, every pause, every legal phrase will be scrutinized, not just for what is said, but for what isn't. For Harry, the road ahead appears fragile. Depression doesn't disappear because headlines move on. It requires stability, support, and distance from triggers. Whether he receives that away from the royal system remains to be seen. And for the public, this story demands restraint. Questions are valid, curiosity is natural, but turning reported mental health struggles into entertainment crosses a line. Even critics agree on one thing: no one benefits from watching a person psychologically unravel. If you're watching from the UK or Australia, I want to hear from you. Do you see this as accountability or as a man being crushed under pressure? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you value calm, fact-based royal reporting, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the ongoing coverage. So where does that leave us? Watching closely, questioning, and remembering that behind titles, institutions, and debates, there is a human being dealing with something deeply serious. This story isn't over. It's just beginning.